Hello everyone. This is the second lecture on abrasion, and in this lecture I will be discussing the medico-legal aspects of the abrasion. The most important, we have to determine the timing, that is the age of the abrasion. Then what is the nature, that is the ante-mortem or post-mortem nature of the abrasion. Then this gives the information also about the direction of the force or the nature of the force also. Then we will also come to know the manner of infliction, that is, it is accidental, homicidal, or suicidal. Then I will also be discussing the complications, the pathophysiological effects or the complications of abrasions. And one injury was, I forgot to mention in the contusion, that is the phalanga, that is the basically injury to the sole of the feet. And that injury I will also be discussing in this lecture. So heading towards the lecture, take care. I'm Dr. Javed Iqbal Khokhar, Professor of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology. And as we are discussing the mechanical injuries, and this is the lecture on abrasion and second lecture on abrasion. And in this lecture, we will be discussing the medico-legal aspects of abrasions. The medico-legal aspects are basically the objective, what is to be known to us, that is the timing or the age of the abrasion, ante-mortem and post-mortem nature of the injury, direction and nature of the force applied, manner of infliction, and pathophysiological effects or the complications. So these are the medico-legal aspects or the objectives which are to be known regarding the time, how old the injury is. Then whether it is ante-mortem, it is before death or after death, and it gives the information about the nature of the force and manner of infliction, the pathophysiological effects. So discussing each one of them. Regarding the age of the abrasion, this is a diagram showing the various stages of healing. The fresh abrasions, they are red in color. And in 12 to 24 hours, a reddish scab is formed due to the exudation of serum and proteins, and it would clot and appear as a brownish scab. These are two diagrams showing pictures showing the scab formed. Then in next 2 to 3 days, the scabs turn brown and dry and becomes adherent to the skin. These are the two pictures showing the brown, dark brown color, which is adherent to the skin. And in 4 to 7 days, it starts healing by primary intention. And this is the scab, which is being lifted or being removed and healing by the first degree or the primary intention. There is no granulation tissue which is formed and no scar is left. And in 15 days, abrasion usually disappear. This is the pictorial diagrams representing the various stages regarding the time. And this scab is being removed. And you can see very minimal scar, which will eliminate with the due course of time. Then the age of the abrasion, a brief view, the fresh, it appears as red, bright red in color. The scab is formed in 24 hours, and a reddish brown scab in next to 2 to 3 days, and shedding of the scab and re-epithelialization within 1 week, and complete healing within 2 weeks. Now regarding the ante-mortem or the post-mortem nature of the abrasion, it will be decided by the color, the margins, and most important, the vital reaction. as the injury which is to the living person, the living response is vital reaction. Whereas if the abrasions are on a dead body, after death, it will not be showing vital reaction. It will not be showing the color changes. So these three features, the color, the margin, and the vital reaction, will decide that the injury of abrasion is whether antemortem or postmortem. The antemortem abrasions are blurred and hyperemic. That is, the margins will be blurred and they are hyperemic, whereas the postmortem, the abrasions are sharply demarcated. And vital reaction will be seen in antemortem abrasions, whereas in postmortem abrasions, there will be no vital reaction. In antemortem abrasions, the repair and healing changes are seen, and dried up epidermis, which appears as parchment-like. Whereas in the postmortem abrasion, there are no signs of healing or repair. Now, regarding the manner of infliction, mostly they are accidental or homicidal. Most commonly, it is accidental or homicidal because the self-infliction abrasion, they are rarely seen. Examination of the injury and the circumstantial evidence, they will also help in recognition regarding the incidents. Less commonly, they are self-inflicted, but they can be easily recognized. There are certain features that they are on accessible parts and they are not so deep. And so with careful examination, you can easily decide. Then about the direction of the force. It tells us about the direction and nature of the force applied. By the pattern of imprint, we can predict the nature of the weapon, either it is rope, wire, or any other material. Direction can be predicted by the heaping of the epidermis, which is always in the direction of the force. So regarding the pathophysiological effects or the complications, they are infections, shock, and fat embolism. The infections, they are rare, but sometimes removal of the skin provides invasions of the bacteria. And particularly, it is gram-negative. So regarding the complications or the pathophysiological effects, they are either infections or sometimes shock. The infections, they are usually rare, but sometimes they can occur. And removal of the skin provide invasions of the bacteria, and particularly it is gram-negative. Whereas regarding the shock, it is unusual, but massive abrasions with other injuries like contusions, especially if it is involving more than 25% area, then it can cause shock. Because there is loss of serum, protein, and electrolytes, which will cause reduction in the circulatory blood volume. And usually it is hypovolemic shock. Now, this was the injury which I was talking about that I missed in contusion, flanga. Flanga is the injury due to the forceful blows by hard objects on the sole of the feet. And the skin of the sole is thick and firmly attached with the deep structures. So no contusion is seen at the sole and the palms. The skin is slightly swollen, but extremely tender and painful. This is how it appears. So the summary of this lecture is that we have discussed and learned the medical legal aspects of abrasions, and which are the age or the timing of the abrasion, the antemortem and postmortem nature of the abrasion, direction and the nature of the force, and the manner of infliction, pathophysiological effects, and the complications. Then we have also discussed and learned the flanger. So thank you very much. This is all about the lecture on abrasions, and we'll continue with the other mechanical injuries. Allah Hafiz. Take care. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and my channel name. Thank you very much.